Let's go to D.C. because right now Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson are on the Hill set to testify before the Senate Banking Committee about the Trump administration's plans to overhaul the country's mortgage system. This is considered the big step toward the reprivatization of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Our own Jess Smith is there in D.C. with the latest. Hi, Jess.
Hey there, this hearing just got started a few moments ago. We're in opening statements right now. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is expected to defend the administration's plan to overhaul Fannie and Freddie. The administration argues that the government has become too big. It's taken on too big of a role in the mortgage market, and they want to change that in part by releasing Fannie and Freddie from government control. In his prepared remarks, Mnuchin plans to tell the Senate Banking Committee that the continued conservatorships of the GSEs have perpetrated far-reaching government influence over the housing finance sector. The lack of reform has left taxpayers exposed to future bailouts. He plans to tell senators that the administration's plan will reduce the role of the federal government, enhance taxpayer protections, and increase private sector competition. But Democratic lawmakers have been extremely critical of this plan. They say it will reduce opportunities for home ownership, it will increase housing costs, and they say it will disproportionately affect people of color. So they are going to focus on that aspect in this hearing. Expect to hear a lot of questions from Democratic lawmakers on that. Senator Sherrod Brown has been one of the most vocal critics, and he is the highest-ranking Democratic lawmaker on this committee. So we expect the Republicans also to focus on increasing competition, decreasing government involvement there. We also will be listening for any topic on trade, any questions on trade. We know the senators tend to drift a bit from the prepared topics, so we'll be listening to see if Mnuchin has any updates on that front as well. Dan.
Yeah, exactly right, Jess. I mean, speaking of Steve Mnuchin, anytime he is in the limelight, I feel like anything could come up, and the conversation is likely to drift. That is where everyone's mind is. It's funny how the Fannie and Freddie sort of saga, I feel like, has been underplayed amidst everything else.
Yeah, this is something that lawmakers are concerned about, that the administration really wants to tackle 11 years later, but they do need Congress's help on this, and there are only about 50 days that lawmakers will actually be in session through the end of the year. So it doesn't seem likely that Congress is going to do anything on this. Mnuchin says in his prepared remarks that they would like Congress's help on this. They want Congress to play a role, but the administration is prepared to go it alone to a certain extent. So we'll be listening if he says anything more about what they would like to see from Congress, even though, if we're being honest, that's probably not going to happen before the end of the year.
Right. Not many days left. You're right.